And that's 60. We're gonna brake at the jack stand. 3, 2, 1, brake. There we go. 1, 2, 115, 116. Times 11 inches, 5 by 12. So that's 106 feet. It's actually not that bad, but it can be better. So let's make it better. Shall we? So we've got a big brake setup. Now the cool thing about these brakes is that these are actually OEM EVO 8/EVO 9 Brembo calipers. There's a guy on eBay that actually makes these adapter plates that will allow the entire front EVO 8 brake setup to bolt on to the Mitsubishi Eclipse. So we've got the EVO caliper, the EVO rotor, the EVO stainless steel braided brake lines, and the EVO brake pads. And then for the rear, we just have some OEM calipers. All of these brake calipers are from Cardone Industries, and the rotors and the pads are from PowerStop. Comes with the rotors, the pads, and all the hardware. Now these are PowerStop's carbon fiber ceramic brake pads, which are pretty cool. And the rotors are drilled, slotted, and zinc plated, so they won't rust. As far as I'm aware, it's one of the more aggressive brake pads that PowerStop offers. It should have more bite, it should handle heat better, but not have too much noise and too much dust. Now I got all of these parts, including the aftermarket brake pads and the EVO 8 calipers from carparts.com. And I gotta give a huge thanks to them for sending all this stuff out. Carparts.com is the smarter way to get the right parts for the right price. They make it easy to buy parts at any time from anywhere because they designed their online experience for mobile devices. They have a vehicle selector to make sure you get the right parts every single time, and you can save up to 50% when you compare prices to your local dealership or auto parts store. So if you guys need any parts, check out carparts.com. Now I kind of made a few mistakes when we tested the OEM brakes, the most important of which is that I started the test from the front of the car and then measured it to the back of the car. So really it was more like 120 feet stopping distance, not 106 feet, because I was missing the entire car's length. I also did kind of start braking slightly before the jack stand. We'll say that the stock brakes had a stopping distance of 120 feet. The crazy thing about those brakes, since they're rusty and all that kind of stuff, it's not even traction limited. No matter how hard I stomped on the pedal, I couldn't really get it to lock up. These guys should have no problem locking up the brakes. So we're probably gonna be traction limited with these brakes, but hopefully we can cut a good amount of distance off the stopping distance. More importantly, these things will handle a lot more heat, a lot more, back and forth stopping, so it'll be better on a track. Let's get to it. I'm excited. These things are gonna look awesome. All this stuff should be fairly simple to install. We have to do some grinding, gotta do some cutting. Obviously this setup is way bigger than the factory setup, but like the dust shield's not gonna fit, other stuff like that. But the rear stuff, it's all OEM. These brake pads should go right in. These lines should go right in. Just a matter of installing it all, bleeding the system, and then bedding in the brake pads and redoing the test. thank goodness. After a lot of grinding of the knuckle and the caliper itself, the brakes fit, but the wheels don't fit over the brakes. They're big brakes, let me tell you. They're big brakes. I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna order some extended lug studs, wheel studs, and then I'll get like a slip-on spacer, and then that should be good. But that means we're gonna have poke. We're gonna have a little bit of poke in the front end. We can add a little bit of camber to fix that, but it's not gonna be enough. We're still gonna have some poke, but I still wanna do it. I mean, these brakes look awesome, and I know they're gonna perform awesome. Maybe get a different, we'll see. I'm gonna figure things out, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Freaking cold out here. Can't wait to move. While I try to figure out what I'm gonna do with the wheels and all sorts of stuff in the background, I'm gonna keep working on the brakes. This side is almost done, then we can do the other side, and I do have a 1-inch spacer that we can use so we can drive the car around temporarily until we figure out what we're gonna do for a more permanent solution. Day 3. Today is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Yesterday, I finished the front brakes entirely, so we just gotta put the rear brakes on and then bleed them, and then put spacers on and go drive the car. Well, all of the brakes have been installed, including our new stainless steel brake lines. So now we got to go ahead and bleed the brakes and then put the spacers on and then put the front wheels on. Let me show you where we're going to get the spacers from. Bingo! After test fitting the wheels of the spacers to confirm that they would fit, Audrey and I began to bleed the brakes. But we discovered a problem. Bro, please don't be brake fluid. Oh, it's brake fluid. You're kidding me. After all this, something's leaking. And it's nothing I touched. I'm done with this. I'm so sick and tired of these piece of crap cars. So sick and tired of working outside in the cold, in the rain. Can't wait to move into my shop next week. That's it. Goodbye. Same motherfucker.